and welcome back to KraftsbyKatelyn. I'm so excited to bring you all this video today. It's a really good one. So today I wanted to share with you how I took some items that I almost threw out. I had actually purchased these a couple years back at a TSC. That's kind of like a farm supply store, but they do carry like Farmhouse decor. But you can pick up pallets like this anywhere. Even Walmart has like little pallet signs that are blank. But I was just excited to show you all how I took something that I was about to throw out and turned it into something that I love, and I made a wall scenery with that would have cost me a lot of money if I would have actually purchased it from a decor store. And then make sure that you do stay tuned, because after I show you all my project that I make in this video, I'm actually going to show you all where I end up hanging it and then show you all how I decorate around it using some very inexpensive items. It honestly helps my channel if you give me a big thumbs up, so please do that. And make sure you are subscribed if you like to DIY and make pretty crafts. So let's get on into the video. So like I said, I picked up 3 of these pallet signs from TSC. My husband goes in there sometimes for like pet food or a part for his lawnmower, so I like to check out their farmhouse decor. These signs were actually clearance down to $6.49, originally $12.99, but I got an additional discount on these. All their clearance items was marked down, so I ended up paying less than $3 each for these, which is a great deal to get a pre-made pallet sign. I purchased these knowing that I was going to paint over them. They just weren't my style, and I had really good intentions. I just never got around to it, so they laid in the basement for a couple years now. And my husband actually, we were recently cleaning it out, and I was just trying to decide whether it was time to just get rid of them or actually do something with them. But as you can see, whenever I got them out to paint, I was going to use the front originally that had the vegetables on it, and I was just going to paint over that. But whenever you turn these signs around, they have a beautiful natural wood look to them. So I decided that I was going to use this as the front piece, and I love those little boards at the top and the bottom there that give it like a barnwood look. So I ended up removing all of the hardware to make sure that the holes weren't too large and that I could use that. And then this other sign that had fell apart was super simple to repair. I was able just to hammer it back into place with the staples that were already there. Even though I will be using the plain backside of these signs, I did want to go ahead and just cover up the backside of these. It just makes me feel better knowing that these don't have a different design on the back. And then if I want to use these for a year or two and I want to give them away or try to sell them, it will already be finished and then completely covered up. Let me know in the comments below, does that drive you crazy? Even like painting our Dollar Tree signs, sometimes it just drives me insane knowing that the back side has like a colorful glittery side that I'm not going to be using. So it's just one of those things. It's just like a pet peeve of mine knowing if I took this down or if I gave it to someone that it did have like an ugly back side that I didn't want to use. So it did take a couple coats of my white Waverly chalk paint to get that back covered up, but I feel so much better now that they are just a plain solid piece, like a blank canvas. And then I love the color of this wood, this dark wood, and I wanted it to show through. So I did take some of my white Waverly chalk paint, and I'm trying to empty out my brush. I'm just testing this at first. I didn't know how it was going to look on this type of material, so I ended up just trying to dry brush the white on, and I do start very light, and then I get a little bit more brave, so I decided to add a lot more white and then sand down some places to give it more of a distressed look. Originally, this video was going to be a thrift flip. It was going to be like 3 different small projects using some items that I had picked up recently from a thrift store and just using one of these pallet signs. But then I had an idea to use all 3 of these pallet signs and make them like coordinate to make a large wall decor scenery. And I absolutely love that I decided to go ahead and do this and just focus on these 3 pallet signs because I love the end result, and I think it is so neat having them like coordinate and go together but be different. So I'm just going ahead and trying to match the other 2 signs and paint them the exact same way as I did the first sign. And then just like I said before, to give them a little bit more distressing, I'm taking a piece of sandpaper. I only had a low grit, so it did take a little bit extra work to get some of the paint off. I do need to pick up some more of the coarse sandpaper that I love to use, but this did work just to go over it and make sure that some of the wood did show through. So I am going to be hanging these 3 signs together. I wanted the 2 signs on the edge to coordinate. I have been holding on to these beautiful little windmills since last Christmas. I picked them up at Hobby Lobby. They were actually called Farmhouse ornaments. They are really large for my tree to use as ornaments, but they were originally $7.99 and I got them really cheap. I think Christmas was like 60% off because I picked these up really early last year, and I did not just want to use them on any project. I have been waiting for the perfect piece. I did make a home sign with these last year. If you haven't checked out that video already, I will put it in the iCards and link it down below, and you all really seem to enjoy that, so I am excited to use these again. I just wanted these to be like really pretty simple farmhouse signs, so I am just going to hot glue the windmill on there. I might go ahead and use some tacks or staples and find a way to re-secure this on there, so make sure that the hot glue does not fall off. But I just added quite a bit on there and then stuck them onto the pallet sign.
Maybe you should try to do something for someone else. You gotta give a little, just to get a little.
I am obsessed with all things greenery right now, so I wanted to add a little greenery wreath. I have a large Hobby Lobby one and I tested it here, but it was just too large. It took up the whole pallet sign and I didn't like it. So I'm using one of these little wreaths from Dollar Tree. I didn't want the natural wood to show through because it's so much lighter than all of my stuff. So I am taking some of my truffle chalk paint and just trying to go over this. This definitely would be way easier to spray paint. It is just so hot outside. I didn't go out there. I just went over this with the chalk paint, and I didn't get it perfect, but I will be gluing some greenery all over it, and I just wanted to make sure that some of the natural wood color didn't show through. I think these are new at Walmart, these eucalyptus picks, and they are $2 and you get a ton of stems on there. This is such a great price. I actually went to Hobby Lobby and had to pay $2, and I don't think that they were even this full, so this is a great deal. I went ahead and picked up a bunch of these because I know they won't last at Walmart, and I actually only needed 1 pick for this project. So I'm going to just pull off some of the little eucalyptus stems and then hot glue this all the way around this wreath. I did struggle a little bit figuring out the best way to glue these down. It is hard to glue down greenery like this. 2 wreaths, I attempted to just put the hot glue on the wreath and then push the limbs on there or the leaves on there, but it didn't work. So I found the best way was to actually apply the hot glue to a couple of the leaves and then stick it down, and it seems to work way better. I haven't showed a bow on my channel being made for quite a few videos, so I thought it would be so fun to slow this down and show you all how I make my burlap bows. This is absolutely the easiest way that I found to make a bow, and they turn out perfect every time. So I'm using some of my Dollar Tree burlap ribbon, and the easiest way is just to fold it over twice. And then to add some little tails to my bow, I just unroll a piece that is longer than the top piece. And then to put these together, I'm taking a small piece of jute string and I just flip them upside down so that I will be able to double knot this in the back. It does make it a little bit easier if you will go ahead and scrunch your bow and little tails together. And then you're able just to flip it over and fluff your bow up. And this is the absolute simplest way that I have found to create a burlap bow. And like I say, it turns out perfect every time. You're able to make it more center if you didn't tie it perfectly in the middle. I usually make burlap bows and add them to like every project. So if you've been with me a while, you know that. But here lately, I just haven't been adding a lot. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you did learn how to make an easy bow. I'm also going to be using some more hot glue to attach my wreath to this sign. I want it to appear as if it is hanging from this piece of jute string, but I knew that it just wouldn't stay in place as secure if I did hot glue it all the way down. So then I just hot glued down the jute string at the top, and then I added my bow on top of that. And then I wanted something in the center of this wreath and I couldn't figure it out. I actually had this little home sweet home sign that came with that little house on the top, and I broke it off so I could just use the square, but I thought it got lost back there, so I love the larger look, and the galvanized metal actually goes with the windmills perfect, but I just didn't like the tiny wording on it. You couldn't read that from far away. So to make the home sweet home just a little bit larger and stand out a little bit more, I thought it would be neat if it had a wood frame on there. So I ended up just flipping around that smaller little sign that I didn't really like the wording on it anyways, and then hot gluing the little home sweet home into there. I think that it just made it stand out a little bit more and made more of a dramatic piece. And I haven't hot glued this down or anything yet because I might still trade it out or switch it up, but it's right now is just setting down in there. But I love, love, love how all three of these pieces coordinate so perfectly, and they look alike, but yet they are so different, and they will match my farmhouse decor perfect. I'm going to be going back and using some of the original hardware, and I'm just going to attach one of these little D-ring hooks in the center of each sign. You gotta listen. I actually had my husband come in and help me try to hang this sign. He actually doesn't mind that, and I absolutely hate hanging signs and getting them evenly, so it just kind of works out. But I ended up putting them over my fireplace. I love how they look up there. I am trying to add a lot more white decor into my living room, and I wanted to show you all how I could style this with Dollar Tree or inexpensive items. So I picked up a couple of these little photo frames from Dollar Tree. They look like faux wood, but they're actually made from like a plastic material. And because I'm not very good at getting pictures printed off, I just try to go ahead and print things off of my computer, even though it's not the best quality, just so it does hold a place until I am able to get some better pictures printed off. The last few videos I've been making some things out of these little wooden signs, but I actually do think this one is beautiful just as it is, and the white faux wood look does go with this little scenery here, but I thought that it did need a little bit of height to it, and I had picked up one of these little family Dollar Tree signs a while back, so I just added that on top of there. I thought that went really nicely together. There's not a thing that I can get from you. I picked up this cute little potted plant from TJ Maxx. They always have really cute little faux plants, and that went perfect there. And then I also picked up this little galvanized picture. I'm thinking it came from Ross, but I love the overall look of how all these very inexpensive and DIY projects came together. Let me know if you like that little sign that I did end up using inside the wreath, or if you have another idea for something that I could switch that out for. I can't wait to bring you along for more DIY projects and more Decorate With Me videos. Thank you all so much for coming along with me today. I truly enjoyed getting to show you all how I took some items that I honestly was about to throw out and get to make them into something that I love and I'm excited to enjoy for years to come. So thank you all again so much for watching. Please give this video a big thumbs up if you found it helpful or you enjoyed it. And I'd love it if you would subscribe to my channel. I make a lot of DIYs and cute farmhouse decor on this channel, as well as a ton of other craft ideas, organizational ideas, and a lot of Dollar Tree DIYs. So make sure you do subscribe down below. Happy crafting, and I'll see you next time. Bye!
Always shining like the snow.